Little ahead. Little ahead. That's it. Go with the person. Today is the 19th Sahastrar day. If you count the first one, the day Sahastrar was opened. I'll have to tell you the story about the Sahastrar day, about which it was decided long time back. Before I incarnated. They had a big meeting in the heavens. All the 35 crores of gods, the deities, were there present to decide what is to be done. This is the ultimate that we have to do to human beings. To open their sahasrara, to open their awareness to the spirit, to the real knowledge of the divine, to remove the darkness of ignorance, and it had to be spontaneously because it has to work, the living force of God. Also, it had to be very quick. So all the gods requested that now I, the Adishakti, has to take the birth. They all tried their best. They did whatever was possible. The saints were made by them, but very few. They incarnated, and people made religions out of them, which were perverted, brought them bad name. No reality in those religions. These religions were money oriented or power oriented. There was no divine force working. Actually, it was all anti-divine. How to now turn human beings away from these superficial religions, these perverted paths of destruction? How to tell them about all these established organizations? For ages they have been ruling, making money, making power. It was a tremendous task, had to be done with great patience and the love. It was a very delicate work also, because they believed in those religions, innocent people, simple people. To blast them that this is all nonsense, there are no religions, they are against the incarnation, against all the prophets, against all the saints. That's why all the real saints had to suffer. It's a powerful work that was to be done. And that's why Adi Shakti had to take birth on this earth. It had to be before the 6th of May, because 6th of May was the doomsday in that year. It was done on the 5th of May at the nick of the time. It was all decided beforehand. And every deity's job was allotted to all of them. Very efficient deities, very obedient. They knew me very well, completely dedicated and devoted. They knew me very, very well. Every end of my hair they knew. I didn't have to teach them protocol. Love itself gives you protocol. But love that is divine is not selfish love. It's not the way we love my child, my husband, my country, my clothes. It is the love which is divine, which spreads from your heart, from your spirit, like the light of knowledge. What a tremendous task it was. So, as said, at Sahastrar, I had to be Mahamaya. I had to be Mahamaya. I had to be something that people can't recognize me easily. But deities? No. This Mahamaya had to come on this earth. Not the Adi Shakti in her purest form is too much. So she was covered with this Mahamaya. Now you see, in 19 years, what we have achieved. So many yogis are sitting before. The difference between a saint and a yogi is that a saint himself is righteous. Himself is holy. But he doesn't know much about the Kundalini. But the yogi knows about the Kundalini. But the difference between a yogi and a Sahaja Yogi, is that Sahaja Yogi has powers. And Sahaja Yogini has powers to give realization to others. A yogi can cleanse himself, but he cannot cleanse others. While a Sahaja Yogi can cleanse others and cleanse himself. So this is the superior most state which you achieved through your great punyas, I should say. So many of you have been searching the truth in previous lives, and now here you are to achieve what you have been searching. All that has happened now so beautifully. You are not even aware what has happened to you. Automatically, spontaneously, you've got the powers within your central nervous system in a split of a second. Your attention has been fixed now. Of course, even now, some people don't have. Even now, I see the attention wobbles. But so many of you have achieved that state, as he was saying, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. You are happy. What Adi Shankaracharya has described about himself, you can say that about all of you. So many Adi Shankaracharya sitting before me. But still, I am a Mahamaya. I just behave like you. I too have a family. I too have children, which can be called as mine. And you are my children too. So when you are matured enough, the first sign is that you get discretion. That's divine discretion is love again. But I see people falter. They don't mind saying, Mother, I'm catching on my agya. Why? You know how to cleanse it. You know what to do about it. Why don't you clear it? Why don't you get to it? What is the thing? The Maya. First starts the problem of family. My wife, my mother, my brother, my husband, my children. All right? That's Maya. With that, you get drowned. Again, you are brought up. Then subtler and subtler this Maya becomes. The situation of the family improves, everybody knows that. But so many falter. So many get lost in Sahaja Yoga because they had a bad wife or a bad husband. You have to ascend alone yourself. You don't have to depend on others. And those who do not allow you to ascend have to be thrown away. Nothing is more important than your ascent, higher and higher, because it has a very great divine purpose, the ultimate, the climax, where the whole humanity is to be saved through your efforts. You have to work it out. And at this situation, we see the 1,000 petals. These are the powers of Virata within you. And this is where we falter. That the light of the Sahasrara is the Brahmarandra, which is your heart chakra. Now the heart chakra can be also misunderstood very much. And this misunderstanding always comes from the Mahamaya for testing. Like, we say we have to have a family. We must have good families. we must have good children. Immediately, the Mahamaya acts. We start worrying about the husband, worrying about the family. We should be our family. There's a saying in Sanskrit, Udara Charitanam Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The one who are of a character of saints, the whole world is their family. You worry about an individual family so that the collective family is strengthened, not to worry about individual families so that the collective suffers. And if there is such a family tie, better throw it away. You have to sacrifice. No sacrifice, it's only getting rid of the disease. So we waste our time with our children, with our family, which is very small. Then this situation changes in different areas. That's the compassion, the love and affection. We believe that we have to love surgeries. I asked somebody to go away because he had a disease and he told me lies. So a negative person's attention will go to him more. I will try to look after that person more than to other surgeons. Do you have more compassion and love than I have? Why do you get attracted to people who are out of surgery? Why do you sympathize with people who are like this? You are not here to help the downtrodden, the poor, the so-called suffering people. No, you are not incarnations. You are not here to help women who are crying all the time, and to children who had to be separated from their parents. It's a hospital that we are in. We are getting cured, all of us. Have you heard of a patient going and helping other patients? It's the doctors have to do the job. But Sahajogis always, in the beginning, used to fall a prey to this kind of an appeal. Like a bad apple, and there are many good apples. How can the good apples cure the bad apple? Can they? Even if you put 20,000 on top of that bad apple, it will spoil all others. That's not your job, that's the job of God. Only thing what you can do is to pull that person in the collectivity, showing that you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, and you have to be all right. But these ideas, I don't know from where they have crawled, that there is nothing like evil in this world. There's nothing like bad in this world. There is evil. There is something bad. And you can know if your vibrations are correct, your discretion is correct, you know immediately. So you waste your energies in correcting people who can never be corrected. I'm forgetting that you have not corrected the person, on the contrary, you are corrupted. that means you are not yet matured enough. In the breaking of the Sahasrara, I have never left anything undone. It's a perfect job. Your nerves are not hurt. Your brain is not hurt. Such a powerful Kundalini comes in. How sweetly, beautifully, delicately she pierces through. Only a thread comes out. And how then the connection is established and the relaxation starts coming in on the sympathetic. How all the beautifully chakras open and more of these threads coming out. Now you are also told how to work it out. You know all the technical know-how. What you don't know, that you are not yet a perfect machine. You have to perfect yourself. Moreover, there's a Mahamaya. She doesn't take you for granted. That's the trouble. She puts you deliberately into temptations. Deliberately she gives you positions. Now, leaders, world leaders, universe leaders. So, you developed first one tail, then one horn, and then something comes out of Sahasrara also. You look like a clown. To test you, she may marry you to funny people also. This testing has to be done. That's the job of a Mahamaya. She has to test you. Gold has to be tested. The diamond has to be tested. All that is valuable has to be tested. Without that, how can you certify? It's not like going to the church, somebody puts the water on your head, all right. Now you are baptized. Finished. Now you are chosen. The water will evaporate in no time. And when you will go to God, He will say, how are you baptized? This water. Where is it? I can't see. So all these things are to be understood in right perspective. They are for our ascent, for our benevolence, for our higher state. But for that, you must know we have to fix up our whole will to it. When people climb, say, Himalayas, what do? They take a big nail it at a higher point, then tie up a rope and climb up to that. They don't look down. Then put another nail up there, climb up to that, and that's how they climb Himalaya. Now what do we do in Sahaja Yoga? We take a nail from the top, put it downward. First day when you get realization, the experience is tremendous. Then one by one, coming down, the other way down. But as soon as you get realization, if you are intelligent enough, then you decide, how should I fix up myself? Like, decide like this. Supposing you are very fond of milk, take it like that. Now you should say, till I achieve a certain state, I will not take milk. But that should not be treated as a sacrifice, but as a joyous ascent. Do the people who nail upwards to go to the top of Himalayas, do they feel they are sacrificing something? If you start thinking that, oh God, I have sacrificed milk, then you finished. Downward movement starts. But if you like something, then you have to say, all right, if I like it, let me like my ascent more than this. Till I have ascended, I will not have. Such determination should be there. And without that, how do you think you can get over the horrible, monstrous mountain of ignorance that you have got? Actually, in realization, I put you on the top of the mountain, but you start slipping down. So you have to keep to that topmost point. I tell you about everything. You go and ask any one of the saints or any one of the great incarnations. Did they know so much about Kundalini? If they had, they would have written about it. They have never written anything about Kundalini. If they have, it's very little. To such an extent that it acts on your fingertips. That now we have brought science close to reality. The truth, the divine, science, all explained. It's become completely integrated now with us. Sahaja Yoga is the most scientific thing that you could think. Exact, the biggest computer that you are. But the computer has to be workable. And therefore we have failed. And we fail every day. Sometimes it is disastrous, horrible. Now 19 years we have had this Sahastrar, and 18 years I have worked. You have to now understand your responsibility. We have to emancipate the human beings. We don't want to do anything that is little out of the way. Now Sahastrar Day is on the 5th. But we must celebrate today because everybody must have a Sunday holiday. According to our conveniences, we have to work out everything. All right, doesn't matter. It's permitted. The deities, they are working 24 hours. All the months and all the years now, continuously. Because they have a continuous supply of energy, which you can also have. The importance given to your ascent is very little, I think, compared to the growth of 18 years. You know, in the Western countries, after 18 years, you are regarded as adults. No more children. You all have become now adults. Adults, all right. I don't know how far you have grown. I don't know really. You are still big babies or you have really achieved that stage of adulthood. And there at that time you are given lots of concessions and freedoms and rights. You have already all rights. If you want to go to heaven, you can go. If you want to go to hell, you can go. All freedom. No problem on that. But the adults are those who have discretion, who know what is the purpose of their life, who can do anything to achieve that purpose, who have powers to fight and understand. While I find people who are even grown up people in Sahaja Yoga behave in such a manner that you are surprised. How do you get impressed by superficial people? By superficiality. If somebody is very sweet to talk, that means that person is good. That person is divine. On the contrary, a divine person is never that sweet that you get sick of that sweetness. It has to keep both the reins in the hand. Yes, freedom, all right. The accelerator, all right. Also the brake. But you always like a person who pampers your ego, says something very sweet. What does it take to say sweet these days? People are training them in that kind of an artificiality. You must judge a person on their vibrations. But as it is, because you are superficial, you cannot feel the vibrations. You pay attention to people who are nonsensical. Now, accept one thing at that point, that you have to still mature. That you don't accept, then your ego comes up, oh God. Or you feel guilty. How will you progress there? Only thing you have to do is to get into the boat, that's all, fully. But here you put your foot in the mouth of a crocodile, all right? If you take it out from there in the mouth of a shark, and the boat is pulling you, which way you stand? But the worst are human sharks and crocodiles, because they never show you their teeth. They never show you their eyes. They cover themselves with such deceitful appearances, such dubious behavior that you can't see them unless and until you are a realized soul. So now here we go further in our adulthood. And a woman who is brought up properly in her adulthood develops her shyness, her shame, her sense of chastity. As a child, she doesn't know all that. But here the other way now. As soon as they become adult, they go amok. Boys become vagabonds. When it is adulthood, it never happens with animals. I don't know what is this. But we are Sahaj Yogis. And we have our Sahaj culture. We live with our culture, proud of it, and this is our religion. We have our pure religion on which we thrive. We're not going to change. Ourselves, we are going to change the whole world. We have a culture of our own. We are going to behave in that manner, which is going to change the whole world. This is our responsibility. You are chosen for this world. You are the real chosen one. You are the real pure ones. You are the ones who have established the Khalistan. Be aware of it, of your responsibility. Be aware of your powers. The greatest power that you have is of divine love, not the stupid love that blinds you and that you fall in love, but you rise in love. The way we talk, the way we walk, the way we live, the way we behave, everything has to be Sahaj. And it is such a real, living culture of beautiful people in the world. We see in the animals, in the birds, we see a swan. It's described among animals, the elephant, which has the wisdom, the swan that knows how to separate water from milk. Then among human beings, Sahajogis. Today, in these modern times, I think by the time it is 21 years, we'll be all very well established, matured, wonderful Sahajogis, pulling out this mad world from its ignorance and from its mind. Will be that powerful people of love, of understanding, of discretion, and of humility. I would like to see those days in my lifetime. I hope you will give me full assistance. You have to know there's only one point was fixed in this meeting of the Devas. And that I cannot overcome. They said, we'll tolerate any nonsense because they are coming from ignorance. But anybody who doesn't love you, anybody who insults you, anybody who takes advantage of you, anybody who exploits you, anybody who shows lack of protocol, anybody who doesn't recognize you, we'll hit them hard, and that permission you must give us. Otherwise, we are not for this work. They formed a union against me. And I had to give in. I'm very careful. I tell you, don't touch me. Be careful. Some people just try to put my sari right. You not to do. Don't have to do that. Don't play with my money. Don't take my hospitality. Be careful. I tell you, as much as I can. And this is what it is. One side is Mahamaya, another side is deities, and poor Sahajogis in between. I sympathize with you. I know. But you better be careful. It's a research, I think, of course. But otherwise, it's wonderful. If these two things, if you know, that this is Mahamaya, and that the deities are around, sitting now here, all of them, peering into you, all of them, judging you, having a big meeting there, who is who? Where is the attention of this gentleman? Where is he looking? What is he doing? They're all sitting here. But at the same time they have flowers, divine blessings. And all the angels are just going around, I can see them. Your cameras can catch them. We've got photographs, so we'll show you all of them sitting. And it's already predicted that the whole world will come down at the lotus feet of your mother, and that you will decide the future of this world. It's written already 14,000 years back, and there's another one who's prophesizing the same. So you have to be aware. Where is your attention? What are we worried about? Where are we spending our time? Leave your children to me. Leave your families to me. You can only keep your purse. But the rest of it, You can leave all your headaches to me. But don't play tricks with me. Mahamaya knows all your tricks, everything, in and out. If I want to know, I can know each and everything about you. I don't want to know. Under these circumstances, we are supported, looked after, managed, taken to reality so easily, so much, with care. You tell me, Mother, suddenly I went there, and what do I find? Sergio was sitting there. And we wanted to know someone. He was just there. How was it? You are assisted. Here these prime ministers have only 5-6 bodyguards. You have millions and millions, each one of you. Nobody can touch you except for you can harm yourself, that's all. Nobody can harm. So today, again a day of great determination. I'm taking a vow that for us our ascent is the only concern, is the only idea, nothing else. And it will work out. All the rest will be taken care of. We have all the mechanics to do that. But first, give it to the mechanics to work out. All will work in a reflex action. Clear. Clear out your chakras. Don't say I have this, I have that. Just clear out. How dare I have all these problems? How dare I have all these chakras still lingering? Clear out. Morning, evening, clear out. I'm sure it will work out. Next year, I hope I'll have some good news. May God bless you.
Nobody should cry. In the puja, nobody should cry. Alright? Don't cry. All the time cry. You all have to become very, very good children and sensible children. Alright? No child is going to cry in the puja. Whosoever wants to cry can go.
Om Namaste Ganapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Kevalam Dhartasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Sarvam Kalvidam Brahmasi Tvam Sakshat Atmasi Nityam Ritam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi Avatvam Mam Avavaktaram Avashlotaram Avadataram Avadhataram Avanuchanam Avashishyam Avapaschattat Avapurastat Avottaratat Avadakshinatat Avachordvatat Avadharatat Sarvato Mam Pahi Pahi Samantat Tvam Vanmayas Tvam Chinmaya Tvam Anandamayas Tvam Brahmamaya Tvam Sachit Ananda Dityosi Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvam Jnana Mayo Vijnana Mayosi Sarvam Jagadidam Tato Jayate Sarvam Jagadidam Tatastishtati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Layameshyati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Pracheti Tvam Bhumi Rapo Nalo Nilo Navam Tvam Chatvari Vakpadani Tvam Gunatrayatita Tvam Dehatrayatita Tvam Kalatrayatita Tvam Muladharastityosi Nityam Tvam Shakti Prayatmakam Tvam Yogino Dhyayanti Nityam Tvam Brahma Tvam Vishnu Tvam Rudras Tvam Indras Tvam Agnis Tvam Vayus Tvam Suryas Tvam Chandramas Tvam Brahma Urvasvarom Ganadim Purvam Uchaya Vanadim Tadanantaram Anuswara Parataram Ardenu Lasitam Tarena Rutam Etatavam Anuswarupam Kakara Purvarupam Akaro Madhyamarupam Anuswaraschantya Rupam Indurutara Rupam Nada Sandhanam Sanitha Sandhi Saisha Ganesha Vidya Kanaka Rishi Nishit Gayatri Chanda Ganapatir Devata Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tano Danti Prachodayat Ekadantam Chaturastam Pashamankusharinam Radam Cha Varadam Hastai Vipranam Mushakvajam Raktam Lambodaram Shurpa Karnakam Rakta Vasasam Rakta Kandalulitamgam Rakta Pushpahi Supujitam Bhaktanu Kampinam Devam Jagat Karanam Achyutam आविर्भूतं च सृष्टितौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायाति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनं वरा नमो व्रतपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विज्ञाननाशिने शिवासुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति भगवती श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। जय श्री गणेश श्री गणेश जय श्री गणेश ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः Mataji is saying we have to make clear and faster.
सुख करता दुख हरता बरता विन्याची दुर्वी पूर्वी प्रेम कृपा जयची सर्वांगी सुंदर विशेंदुराची कंती जल के माल मुखा फलांची जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मान कामान मूर्ती जय देव रत्नाकचित फार तुझ गौरी कुमरा चंदनाची मोती कुंकुम केशरा हिरे जदितं मुकुता शोभा तो बारा रुंजुंती नो तोरे चरणी गगर्या जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मान कामन पूर्ती जय देव लंबोदर पीतंबर फणिवर वंदनम सरल सुंदर वक्रतुंड त्रिनयना संकष्टि परभावे निर्वाणी रक्षावे सुरवर वंदना जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे मानक मन पूर्ति जय देव रत्नाकचित फार तुझ गौरी कुमरा चंदनाची होती कुंकुम केशरा हिरे जदितं मुकुता शोभा तो बारा रुंजुंती नो तोरे चरणी गगर्या जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे माना कामना पूर्ति जय देव लंबोदर पीतंबर फणिवर वंदना सारे सुंदर वक्रतुंड त्रिनयना समाचा परपाहे सदना संकष्टि परभावे निर्वाणी रक्षावे सुरवर वंदना जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति रक्षण मात्रे मान कामन पूर्ति जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे मान कामन पूर्ति जय देव
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Matre Namaha.
She is the Sacred Mother who gives every good thing that a loving mother gives.
Shri Maharajnyay.
The great Empress.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maharajnyay Namo Namaha. Srimat Saneshwarayay.
The Queen seated on a throne mounted on lions.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Srimat Naneshwaraya Namaha. So you want that we read the usual one or this new one? Shri Chidagni Kunda Sambhutayan.
Salutation to her who is born from the altar fire of pure consciousness, that is Lord Shiva, and so admits no trace of ignorance, as fire gives no room for darkness. Salutations to her who is born from the altar of fire of pure consciousness, that is Lord Shiva, and so admits no trace of ignorance, as fire gives no room for darkness.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chidagni Kunda Sambhutaya Namaha. Shri Devakarya Samudyataya.
Salutation to her who is ever engaged in what is to be done for the gods, destroying the enemies of divine forces.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Devakarya Samudyataya Namaha. Shri Udyat Banu Sahasrabhaya.
Salutation to her who has the brilliance of 1,000 rising suns.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Udyat Banu Sahasrabhaya Namaha. Shri Chaturbahu Samanvitaya.
Salutations to her who has 4 arms.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chaturbahu Samanvitaya Namaha. Shri Ragaswarupa Pashadyaya.
Salutations to her who has a noose in the lower left hand, representing countless inherent tendencies in the mind.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ragaswarupa Pashadyaya Namaha. Shri Krodha Karang Kushojjabalaya.
Salutations to her who has a fiery goad in the right lower hand, representing emotions and shapes.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Krodha Karang Kushojjivalaya Namaha. Shri Manorupekshu Kodandaya.
Salutations to her who wields the sugar-cane bow in her left upper hand, representing the analyzing and synthesizing mind.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Manorupekshu Kodandaya Namaha. Shri Pancha Tammatra Sayakaya.
Salutations to her in whose right upper hand are the 5 subtle elements in the form of arrows to be released when the creation of the universe begins.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Pancha Tammatra Sayakaya Namaha. Shri Nijaruna Prabha Pura Majat Brahmanda Mandalaya.
Salutations to her whose red splendor, as she arose from the pure consciousness, engulfed totally the entire universe.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nijaruna Prabha Pura Majat Brahmanda Mandalaya Namaha. Shri Champaka Shoka Punaga Saugandhika Lasat Kachaya.
Salutations to her whose locks of hair, shining with champaka, asoka, punaga, and saugandhika flowers, impart fragrance to them.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Champaka Shuka Punaga Saugandhika Lasat Kachaya Namaha. Shri Kuruvinda Mani Shreni Kanat Kotira Manditaya.
Salutations to her who wears a crown dazzling with rows of rubies of the Kuruvinda variety.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kuruvinda Mani Shreni Kanat Kotira Manditaye Namaha. Shri Ashtami Chandra Vibrajatalika Stala Shobitaye.
Salutations to her whose very bright forehead is like the 8th lunar digit.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ashtami Chandra Vibrajatalika Stala Shobitaye Namaha. Shri Mukha Chandra Kalankaba Mirgandi Visheshakaya.
Salutations to her whose face, poetically conceived as a moon, has as its spot the kasturi mark on the forehead, which really adds nothing to its perfect beauty.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mukha Chandra Kalankava Mruganavi Visheshakaye Namaha. Shri Vadana Smara Mangala Gratorana Chillikaye.
Salutations to her whose eyebrows are like ceremonial arches erected at the entrance to the auspicious home of the love god, her face being the source of all fascinating power and beauty.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vadana Smara Mangalya Gratorana Chillikaye Namaha. Shri Vaktra Lakshmi Parivaya Chalan Mina Balochanaye.
Salutations to her who nourishes all the creation by mere glance, as the fish does in the case of their young ones, and in the overflowing beauty of the face, whose eyes are like swimming fish.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vaktra Lakshmi Parivaha Chalan Mina Balochanaye Namaha. Shri Nava Champaka Pushpa Nasadanda Virajitaye.
Salutations to her whose well-formed nose distinctly shines like the new champaka flower starting to bloom.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nava Champaka Pushpa Nasadanda Virajitaye Namaha. Shri Tarakanti Tirakskari Nashabana Basuraya.
Salutations to her whose nose ornament excels in radiance the planet Venus because of the jewels on it.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Tarakanti Tiraskari Nasabarana Basuraye Namaha. Shri Kadamba Manjari Tulpa Karnapura Manoharaye.
Salutations to her who is charming with the bunch of kadamba flowers placed over the ears as decoration.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kadamba Manjari Klipta Karnapura Manoharaye Namaha. Shri Tatanka Yugali Bhuta Tapano Dupa Mandalaye.
Salutations to her who has for ear ornaments the orb of the sun and the orb of the moon.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Tatanka Yugali Bhuta Tapano Dupa Mandalaye Namaha. Shri Padmaraga Shiladarsha Paribhavi Kapola Bhuve.
Salutations to her whose cheeks make a ruby mirror very inferior in comparison of their clean and reflective quality.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Padmaraga Shiladarsha Paribhavi Kapola Bhuve Namaha. Shri Nava Vidruma Bimba Shri Nyakari Dashana Chadaye.
Salutations to her whose lips by their beauty far outshine fresh coral and the bimba fruit.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nava Vidruma Bimba Shri Nyakari Dashana Chadaye Namaha. Shri Shuddha Vidyankura Kara Vija Bhakti Dvai Javalaye.
Salutations to her who shines with 2 rows of teeth shaped as the pure meditative knowledge of identity, rooted in 16 syllables of 32 vowels and consonants.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shuddha Vidyan Purakara Dvijapakti Dvayojjalaye Namaha. Shri Karpura Vitika Moda Samakarshi Digantaraye.
Salutations to her, the supreme fragrance of the camphor betel, with many ingredients, in whose mouth attracts to her the gods from all directions.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Karpura Vitika Moda Samakarshi Digantaraye Namaha. Shri Nija Salapa Madhurya Vinirbhastita Kachapaye.
Salutations to her whose melodious speech puts to shame the lute played by the goddess of learning, the lute named Kachapi.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nija Salapa Madhurya Vinirbhastita Kachapyaye Namaha. Shri Radna Graivechyantaka Lola Mukapala Nditaye.
Salutations to her who wears a necklace studded with precious stones, having a medallion of gold with pearls hanging around it.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Radna Graveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Phala Nitaye Namaha. Shri Kameshwara Prema Radnamani Pratipanastanaye.
Salutations to her whose two breasts are double the equivalent of the single jewel of her Lord's love, a sign of her devotion and constancy.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kameshwara Prema Ratnamani Pratipanastanaye Namaha. Shri Nabi Alavala Romali Lataphala Kuchadvayaye.
Salutations to her whose breasts are like the fruit of a creeper, the creeper in the shape of a hairline spreading upwards from her navel.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nabi Alavala Romali Lata Phala Luchadvayaye Namaha. Shri Lakshya Romalata Darata Samunye Madhyamaye.
Salutations to her whose slender waist is so thin that its existence can be inferred only from the above creeper of hair.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Lakshya Romalata Dharata Samunyaya Madhyamaye Namaha. Shri Stanabara Dalan Madhya Patha Bandha Valitrayaye.
Salutations to her whose waist appears to give way under the weight of the breasts, and is supported by 3 silk bands, which are but the 3 folds.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Stanabara Dalam Madhya Patha Bandha Valitrayaye Namaha. Shri Kameshagnyata Subhagya Marda Varudrva Invitaye.
Salutations to her, the charm and smoothness of whose thighs are perceived only by Kamesha.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kameshagnyata Subhagya Marda Varudvayan Vitaye Namaha. Shri Manikya Mukuta Karajanu Dvaya Varajitaye.
Salutations to her whose 2 knees are like crowns cut to shape from one large single precious stone.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Manikya Mukuta Karajanu Dvaya Varajitaye Namaha. Shri Indragopa Parikshipta Smaratunaba Jangikaya.
Salutations to her whose calves are like the quiver of the love god, bearing the glowworm like decoration.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratunaba Jangikaye Namaha. Shri Gudagulpayaye Namaha.
Salutations to her whose ankles are fleshy and rounded without any protrusion visible.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gudagulpayaye Namaha. Shri Kurma Prasta Jaishnu Prapadanvitaye Namaha.
Salutations to her, the arches of whose 2 feet are more shapely and convex than the back of the tortoise.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kurma Prista Jayishnu Prapadan Vitaye Namaha. Shri Naka Diditi Sanchana Namajjana Tamogunyaya.
Salutations to her, the radiance of whose toenails completely suppress the darkness of ignorance in the minds of those who reverently bow down to her feet.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Naka Diditi Sanchana Namajjana Tamogunyaye Namaha. Shri Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Sarunyaya.
Salutations to her, the captivating radiance of whose feet throws into shade the beautiful lotus.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Sarunyaya Namaha. Shri Sinyana Manijra Mandita Shri Padambujaya.
Salutations to her whose blessed lotus feet are adorned with tinkling jeweled anklets.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sinyana Mani Manjira Mandita Shri Padambujaya Namaha. Shri Marali Manga Gamanyaya.
Salutations to her whose gait is gracefully slow as that of a female swan.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Marali Manda Gamanaye Namaha. Shri Maha Lavanya Shridavaya.
Salutation to the supremely adorable treasury of beauty.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maha Lavanya Shivadaye Namaha. Shri Sarvarunaya.
Salutations to her who is red all over in respect of her garment, ornament, flowers, complexion, and the rest.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarvarunaye Namaha. Shri Anavadyangraya.
Salutations to her whose each and every limb is faultless and perfect.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Anavadyangraya Namaha. Shri Sarvabharana Bhushitaye.
Salutations to her who is adorned with all ornaments, for ornaments that are not worthy of the deity are no ornament in reality.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarvabharana Bhushitaye Namaha. Shri Shiva Kameshwaran Kashtaye.
Salutations to Shiva Kama Sundari, who rose from the fire of pure Shiva consciousness and sat in the lap of Shiva Kamesha, who could take any form he wished, and from whom the will to create arose.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shiva Kameshwaran Kastaye Namaha. Shri Shivaye.
Salutations to the eternally auspicious Supreme Divinity, Shiva's counterpart, his willpower.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shivaye Namaha. Shri Swadhina Vallabhaya.
Salutations to her whose consort Shiva Kamesha is entirely her own, for the very existence of the transcendent, acosmic reality of Paramashiva is known, truth, only to the world created by the power that is one with Paramashiva.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Swadhina Vallabhaya Namaha. Shri Sumeru Madhya Shri Gastaye.
Salutations to her who dwells on the midmost peak of the dazzling mountain of gold called Meru.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sumeru Madhya Shringastaye Namaha. Shri Shriman Nagara Nayakaye.
Salutations to the most noble lady, the chief of the prosperous Vidyanagara, symbolic of Sri Chakra.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shriman Nagara Nayakaye Namaha. Shri Chintamani Granastaye.
Salutations to her who is present in the house of wish gems. These are here the holy formulas capable of fulfilling the wishes of those who are devoted to them.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chintamani Granastaye Namaha. Shri Panchabrahma Sanastitaye.
Salutations to her who has Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishana and Sadashiva, the 5 deities, beginning with Brahma, for her seat, since they are animated to function only by her presence.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Pancha Brahma Sanastitaye Namaha. Shri Mahapadmatavi Samstaye.
Salutations to her who dwells in the midst of an expansive forest of excellent lotuses.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahapadmatavi Samstaye Namaha. Shri Kadamba Vanavasinaye.
Salutations to her who resides in a grove of Kadamba trees.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kadamba Vanavasinaye Namaha. Shri Sudasagara Madhyastaye.
Salutations to her who is present in the center of an ocean of ambrosia.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sudasagara Madhyastaye Namaha. Shri Kamakshaye.
Salutations to her who confers on her devotees by her own glance what they long for, and who also has Kamesha as the eye of her eye.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kamakshaye Namaha. Shri Kamadainyaya.
Salutations to her who grants to her devotees whatsoever is desired, including Kameshvara Shiva himself, her timeless patrimony to her children, as he alone grants them release from the transmigratory cycle.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kamadainyaya Namaha. Shri Devarshigana Sangata Stuyamanantma Bhavaya.
Salutations to her whose limitless might is always praised by hosts of assembled sages and gods.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Devarshigana Sangata Stuyamanatma Vaibhavaye Namaha. Shri Bandasura Vado Yukta Shakti Sena Samamvitaye.
Salutations to her who has the army of Shaktis, exerting to destroy the demon Banda.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Bandasura Vado Yukta Shakti Sena Samanvitaye Namaha. Shri Sampatkari Samarudra Sindura Raja Sevitaye.
Salutations to her who is served by the elephant division of her army under the leader of Sampatkari.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sampatkari Samaruda Sindura Vraja Sevitaye Namaha. Shri Ashwaruda Dishtita Swa Koti Kotirvi Avartaye.
Salutations to her who is encircled by the division of her army consisting of crores and crores of horse-riding women soldiers under the command of Asvaruda.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ashwaruda Dishtita Swa Koti Koti Viravartaye Namaha. Shri Chakraraja Rata Ruda Sarva Yukta Parikrishtaye.
Salutations to her who has at hand the full number of weapons needed, well arranged in the excellent chariot, Chakraraja, which weapons are the means of self-realization.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chakraraja Rata Ruda Sarva Yuda Parishkrtaye Namaha. Shri Gaya Chakra Rata Ruda Mantrini Parisevitaye.
Salutations to her who is attended by her first minister, Rajasyamala, taking her place in the chariot named Gaya Chakra.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gaya Chakra Rata Ruda Mantrini Parisevitaye Namaha. Shri Kiri Chakra Rata Ruda Dandanata Puraskrtaye.
Salutations to her who is preceded by the commander of her armies, Dandanata, or Varahi, wielding the rod of authority and riding the chariot called Kiri Chakra.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kiri Chakra Rata Ruda Dandanata Puraskrtaye Namaha. Shri Jwala Malinika Kshipa Vaini Prakara Madhyagaye.
Salutations to her who has her position in the center of the fire rampart, devised by Jvalamalinika, the last but one of the 15 Nitya deities presiding over each half of the lunar month.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Jvala Malinika Kshita Vaini Prakara Madhyagaye Namaha. Shri Mantri Nyamba Virachita Visanga Vandato Shitaye.
Salutations to her who was satisfied at the destruction of Visanga, accomplished by Syamala, her first minister.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mantri Nyamba Virachita Visanga Vadato Shitaye Namaha. Shri Vishukra Pranaharana Varahi Virya Manditaye.
Salutation to her who appreciated the power of Varahi, the incarnation who put an end to the life of Visukra, the second brother of Banda, the first being Vishanga.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishukra Pranaharana Varahi Viryananditaye Namaha. Shri Karanguli Nakuptana Narayana Dashakraya.
Salutations to her who again made Narayana to come out of her fingernails when the demons destroyed by him in his 10 earlier incarnations were recreated by Banda to attack her.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Karanguli Nakuptana Narayana Dashakraya Namaha. Shri Maha Pashupata Strangi Nirdaga Sura Saidikaya.
Salutations to her who completely scorched to death the forces of Banda by her Pashupata weapon emitting fire.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maha Pashupata Shragni Nirdaga Sura Sainikaye Namaha. Shri Samayanstatastaye.
Salutations to her who is worshipped internally according to Samaya doctrine, and who is exactly alike and agreeing in every way with Shiva in locus, function, abode, name and form.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Samayantastaye Namaha. Shri Samayachara Tatparaye.
Salutations to her for whom worship in the Samaya mode is of supreme interest.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Samayachara Tatparaye Namaha. Shri Muladaraika Nilayaye.
Salutations to her who, as Kundalini power, resides chiefly in the base abode called Muladhara at the bottom region of the backbone, the lowest mystic lotus.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Muladharaika Nilayaye Namaha. Shri Tadillata Samaruchyaye.
Salutations to her whose splendor is like steady lightning.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Tadillata Samaruchyaye Namaha. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
शरण गति की रक्षा करती दीन दुखी के सब दुख हरती जय जननी जय मात भवानी निर्मला देवी जय जय सुख करनी तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं तुझको निस दिन जाते हैं तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं तुझको निस दिन जाते हैं तेरी शरण में आए हैं गुरु है सारे जगत की जननी तू है सारे जगत की जननी तेरे शंख चक्र गदा हस्ते श्री निर्मला देवी नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गरुडारूढे कोलासुरभयङ्करी सर्वपापहरे श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमोस्तुते महापापहरे देवी श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमोस्तुते पद्मसंस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्माता महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते श्वेतंबरधरे देवी नानालंकारभूषिते जगत्स्थिते जगन्माता महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीजगन्माता महालक्ष्मी साक्षात् श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमो श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमो निर्मलं सकं स्रोतं यत्परिभक्तिमानरा सर्वसिद्धिमवाप्नोति रजं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा एककलं पते नित्यं महापापविनाशनम् द्विकलं यत्पते नित्यं धनधान्यसमन्विता द्विकलं यत्पते नित्यं महाशत्रुविनाशनम् श्रीनिर्मला देवी भवे नित्यम् प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा नमस्तेस्तु महामाये श्रीपीठे सुरपूजिते शङ्खचक्र गदाहस्ते श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमोस्तुते श्रीनिर्मला देवी नमोस्तुते
जगह माता दी शक्ति माता दी श्री निर्मला देवी की
For all the Sahajogis from Italy. Going on, Italy. See, I feel tremendous. That's from Germany. A fact. I know, it's a Mother's Day. Yeah. Ah, beautiful, isn't it? How beautiful. Today is Mother's Day, so this is the Kumbha from Germany. Very great idea. Oh, very heavy. It's a heavy flame from Belgium. Beautiful. Sahastrar. Tremendous, isn't it? The Ganapati Pule. Yes. Tremendous. It's tremendous photograph. We had the same when we had gone to Matterhorn. Same style. Must see the photograph. There are many beautiful photographs, you must say, where there are some deities and all that. You can see it clearly. Oh my God. You should give it to the keep all the photographs together, which are with deities, and this one also very beautiful. Ah, beautiful.
It's an emu egg, Mother.
Huh?
It's an egg of an emu in Australia, like
Ah,
ostrich.
I see. It's beautiful. It's a real egg. Very well done. It's a real egg of an animal called emu. Great. Thank you. From Australia. Thank you. This is a Spanish shawl. Beautiful. Oh. Very beautiful. Very.
Merino wool.
Yeah, I know. Beautiful. Very beautiful. May God bless you. Very beautiful. I think some Spanish have gone to Kashmir because they also make something like that. So they might have been settled now in Kashmir. Beautiful. It's very beautiful. Thank you.
It's an old piece, and I like very much. It's just like this Kundalini Shiva.
Four. Four of them. Beautiful. Very beautiful.
It's carved everywhere.
So beautiful. It's very nice. And made on ebony. This is ebony wood. Made in ebony wood. Yeah. This is ebony. It's very heavy wood. Doesn't
It is
seem.
working, but we have to fix it.
Oh, good. Beautiful. Thank you very much. This is Holland. With a cool breeze. Oh, beautiful. That's from Greece. Beautiful. See now. That's Nara, is it? Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful. From Greece. There's a painting about Frankfurt where I'm supposed to go very soon. Thank you. Thank you. There are some posters which are for different countries. Countries are too many, are they? Beautiful. It's very powerful. So it's very nice. Show them one by one. What's that?
Near your house.
This is near my house. Can you believe it? In Pune. You can even see from the back side. You can see the vibrations from the back side also. It's beautiful. It's over. Now give them something to eat. The present from India, they gave me a very sweet carpet on which I've never seen such a thing. A complete Sahastrar was made in the center, automatically. And also they gave me this gold, Rajesh Shah gave me from his factory these gold anklets. This is from
Sicily.
From Sicily.
I'd like to have a little alias.
For him. Or I'll give him. I'll give him. Beautiful. It's very good. Thank you. This one is from the children. Thank you very much. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's it. Done, no? Now let the children have the food, poor things. They are waiting for the food. Somebody has to go on.